Welcome to r/I-don't-work-here-lady, where we share stories about normal people who are actual customers that are mistaken for employees at that establishment. This is TNA, top-notch audio. Get ready for some laughs. And at the end of these stories, we definitely appreciate your likes, comments, and definitely subscribe for sure. And this story is posted by u/ligamentary. You don't work here, lady. Woman tries to use our store as her own Etsy shop. I worked in a large department store back before there was Etsy or any similar service for artists to open up independent shops. I worked in the back office administration piece, not out on the floor. One day, one of the checkout girls called me over and said they were trying to scan a lady out, but one of her items didn't have a barcode. I figured maybe it had been stuck on somewhere strange, but checked it out and I didn't see anything. In fact, I didn't even recognize the item when I looked to see where I could find a second one to scan, and I knew the store pretty well. It was an absurdly hideous piece of almost homemade looking costume jewelry, not like anything we offered. I thought maybe we had a new supplier I was unaware of, so looked at the tag, and lo and behold, it was a hand-drawn price tag, so definitely not ours. There were a lot of shops in the area, so I figured someone brought it nearby and it slipped out of their bag, or they set it down by accident. And this customer assumed we were selling it because of the price tag. I figured whoever left it would be back to look for it soon. It was way overpriced, $80 for one necklace, so brought it to customer service and returned to business as usual of counting the minutes to close and regretting my life choices. But as the day marched on, a few more people appeared with similar stuff, some more jewelry mostly. One with a sweater that was actually a sweater we did sell, but with huge garish rhinestones added on that were definitely not a SKU we offered. People kept coming to check out with lots of things we actually sold, like makeup mirrors, handbags, and shoes, but all with unnecessary rhinestones, sequins, and beads glued on that definitely didn't come from us or the original manufacturer. So finally, the manager just had staff do a sweep of the store and collect anything with rhinestones on it or anything with a handmade price tag, and put them in a lost and found. Though we did wonder how someone's personal belongings would become scattered all throughout the store and didn't think they could have really been accidentally lost. Our working theory was that someone got in a fight with their shopping companion and did it out of spite, like maybe a couple broke up or a sibling rivalry or something, but we'd resign ourselves to the fact that we'd never know. Our lost and found was a single basket about the size of a TSA security bin at the airport, and there was so much of the stuff that it overflowed past the top. So after a couple days, we dumped it all in the trash. A few days after that, a middle-aged woman comes in decked out head to toe in sequins and glitter and rhinestones with neon makeup like a sixth grader would wear to their first school dance, and asked to speak to the person in charge, identifying herself as one of your partners. I knew we were about to get some answers to the other day's mystery. I stopped all my work. I was ready to hear how and why she ended up leaving half her wardrobe scattered around, and why anyone would voluntarily dress like that after 40. So I listened to her going at it with customer service, and it became clear that she had bought things here, maybe, unclear if she'd even pay for them or not, or if she just used things from here without paying for them. She then bedazzled them, either by purchasing them or covertly bedazzling in the store without buying the items. We never did find out which. She then put them back on the shelves and now expected to collect a check after they were purchased at an upsell price that she'd added on with her handmade price tag. Apparently, she had done this in a few stores and was going around with business cards claiming her designs, bedazzled versions of department store products, were sold in big department stores like Karen's Fab Designs, as seen on the shelves of Macy's, Nordstrom's, JCPenney, and more. The manager explained that this was not a consignment store and that she couldn't just leave altered products here for people to buy and expect to split the money with us. She was sure we must not just understand that she had improved the items with rhinestones, thereby making them more valuable, and was shocked when the realization set in that we understood what she was saying but still didn't want her doing it. She was irate, offended, threatened to break off the partnership that we did not want and did not know we had, and eventually demanded the stuff back. The most senior manager on the floor had come over by this point, not because she asked to speak to the person in charge, but because she was causing a scene, and none of us were sure what to do about being on her business card. Plus, everyone, regardless of seniority, was equally curious about the rhinestones mystery. And he explained we'd gotten rid of the stuff because she didn't bother to explain this arrangement to any of us, and we aren't a pawn shop where you can hawk personal goods. A major argument ensued. She gave us two choices: go through the dumpster and salvage the things you threw out, or refund me the adjusted, read upcharged, cost of the items you threw out. The manager then gave her two choices: leave or be escorted out by security. The manager did worry that there could be repercussions for throwing out all her stuff, since technically corporate policy was that we were supposed to hang on to lost and found items for 7 business days. So he offered her some coupons to end things on a good note. She didn't take them and screamed at us that we needed to replace everything and pay for new material to re-bedazzle them. At that point, the manager more flatly insisted she leave. She didn't. Security had to escort her out. To our total shock, she kept telling security she worked here and really confused them because they'd never seen her, so weren't sure if it was because she was crazy or if it was because she was from corporate, i.e. someone who could fire them. We had to explain to security and her that in fact she did not work here and this partnership was non-existent. Again, explaining that she couldn't sell her own products here in our department store. She kept saying, "We can negotiate you a higher cut. That was just my starting offer." So after a bit, the manager just gave up on explaining and stopped engaging with her. She tried to come in every day for a week after that, to the point that we had a security guard stand right near the door to redirect her before she could even step over the threshold. She got in one more time through the fire door, with which she set an alarm off, and we had to evacuate the store. So we let her know loud and clear that next time the police would handle her. I guess some other stores had already made good on that promise, so she stopped coming. But she kept doing this elsewhere around town for several weeks until she was blacklisted by every store from the highest end boutiques to the dollar store. I don't know if she didn't understand how stores worked or just didn't care, but she really created a lot of extra work for us. I will say this, many people were coming to the register to purchase her items, and that department chain is bankrupt now, so she probably has a lucrative Etsy type store and the last laugh. And this story is posted by u/Eric Davis 1240214. Sorry, replacement. I'm not training you. This happened over 18 years ago, but I remember it like yesterday. I had worked for a law firm in a clerical role for about 3 years. Though not a lawyer, I ended up doing a lot of work that lawyers normally handled, but not for lawyer pay. Anyway, I'd landed my dream job in another field, more interesting, better hours, better benefits, double the pay. I hit the jackpot and was on my second from last day at the law firm, having respectfully given and honored my 2 weeks notice. As it happened, I needed to take an extended lunch break one day to handle some business related to my pending new job. I arranged it ahead of time and even came in 2 hours early to make sure all my work was completed on time. Darn, I was too conscientious. Anyway, my lunch business took me longer than expected, and I returned about an hour later than planned. No big deal, right? I had very little left to do and only 2 more days at that job anyway. Nope. The HR manager found me as I got to my desk, called me to her office, and fired me on the spot. I managed not to smile and thank her because I was thrilled to have an extra couple of days off before heading to my new position. I had a little spring in my step as I walked to my desk to pack up my stuff. I can neither confirm nor deny that I was whistling a happy tune. In truth, there was only one thing I still had needed to do on my final 2 days. Though not a lawyer, I essentially took care of all the estate planning clients, wills, advanced medical directives, and such. I'd take all the info from the clients, generate all the forms, check for compliance with all the laws, and hand it to the attorney. He'd skim it, sign it, and bill his hourly rate for the hours I worked. It was a cash cow for the firm because I made next to nothing. Anyway, though I was good at the work, the files were rather a mess. Let's just say my system worked for me, but it was eclectic. As I was packing my desk, I left them piled in a box on the floor. Moments before I was preparing to walk out of there for the last time, the young attorney, yes, attorney, who had been assigned to take over that part of my work came up to my desk. He said, "HR manager told me to come find you and have you show me the estate planning files. She said you show me what I need to do." I had the incredible pleasure of being able to look at him and say, with the most sincere and innocent tone, I'm sorry, I don't work here. Then I pointed at the pile of files and suggested HR manager would have to help him. Then I picked up my box of personal effects and walked away. And just as sweet as could be, poked my head into the HR manager's office on my way out to assure her that there were no hard feelings and to let her know the young attorney was probably going to be looking for her. And this story is posted by u/somebody_real. Not even sure what to title this one. So, to start this off, with COVID being a thing, everywhere is mandatory masks. My mask is literally little cats flipping the bird. I love it. I was at Walmart last night doing my grocery trip because starving isn't on my agenda. I'm probably the furthest thing from looking like an employee. Dark purple hair, face full of piercings, some hidden by mask, magenta tank top and tie-dye shorts paired with my tie-dye flip-flops. I was casually browsing the bread. I had a craving for garlic cheesy bread, so I'm looking for that perfect loaf of bread. After about 2 minutes of trying to find the proper bread, an elderly man walked up. EM is elderly man, me is me. EM, excuse me, snapping his fingers. I need you to go into the back and give me a pie. Me, continues browsing because I don't effing work here. EM hits me with this cart. Excuse me, I need you to go get me a pie. Me, no, I really don't need to do anything. Thanks though. EM, yes you do. I told you to, or do you not understand what I asked you to do? Me, oh, I heard you, and I fully understand the words you had spoken towards me, but I don't work here and I don't owe you anything, so I'd like to go back to my shopping. Thanks though. EM, you do work here. I saw you here yesterday. Me, oh, no, you did not. I don't live in the city, and I have made only 4 trips to the city since COVID began. I can with 100% certainty tell you, you didn't see me. EM huffed and walked away, so I thought it was the end of that. I continued browsing the breads, ended up with some killer cinnamon buns. I devoured them on my drive home. Just as I was leaving the baked goods section, I saw what appeared to be a manager with EM. I continued walking because F that, right? EM raced down the aisle I was in and hit me again with this cart and exclaimed, "This worthless one here." The manager looked mortified and explained to him that I did not, in fact, work there and that he needed to stop assaulting other customers. EM screamed bloody murder over how she works here. I know it. She's just effing lazy like everyone else here. The manager got him to shut up and gestured to me, asking if I wanted to press charges for him assaulting me because he could call the police for me. EM looked horrified, defending him hitting me with his cart as he slipped. The manager said the cameras would show otherwise. Me, I don't care to press charges. I want to finish my shopping and get home. I'm sick of these entitled old bats who think the world belongs to them. EM quickly disappeared. The manager apologized and offered his discount when I made it to checkout. I refused, paid, and left. I think I'm stupid though. I was honestly hoping that people would have become less ignorant and entitled, but I think it's just gotten worse. Those were 3 great stories. To hear the best stories of the week, click on the video in the top left-hand corner. To hear more Reddit stories all related to what you just heard, click on the video in the top right-hand corner. If you have not already done so, click on the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Once again, this is TNA, Top Notch Audio. Thank you for listening and have yourself a great day.